Hello and welcome to an episode of Atomic Vinyl Reviews. My name's Jacob and we got another unboxing video for you guys. So this figure is the NECA poster version 1954 Godzilla figure. So I already have the original 1954 Godzilla NECA figure and I think it's a pretty cool figure. Not very accurate but really cute. I just love the design of this thing. But this thing takes that design and that sort of figure to a whole nother level. And yeah, let's just get right into it. And hopefully this thing will be in good condition, because by the looks of it, they did a really bad job of packing this thing. It just looks like they got a garbage bag, put it around the box, and then just taped it up. Which is a shame, because I really wish they put another box around it. But, you know, let's not judge until we open it first, obviously. But yeah, so this is a NECA figure, and yeah, already I can see they didn't put a separate box or anything, or bubble wrap much. Okay, there isn't bubble wrap, but it doesn't cover the whole thing. So already the corners are a bit dented, which kind of pisses me off, because the box is a big part of this figure. So the thing about NECA figures is, I live in Australia, and in Australia, NECA figures are nowhere near as cheap as they are in America. They're known as like the cheap, sort of high-quality collectible figure brand. However, in Australia, they're a lot harder to get. We have them here in select stores, like comic book shops and stuff like that. But they are much more expensive, like about twice the price that you get them for in America. And they also take a lot longer to be released here. It takes about half a year at least for most of these figures to show up anywhere near here. So they're also very pricey to import online because of postage and handling and the exchange rate and all that sort of jazz. So this was a bit of a pain to get, and I'm still really trying to get my hands on the 2019 Rodan figure, which I'm just dying to get. But for now we got this thing, which I found for a semi kind of not great price, but I still went for it anyway because I really wanted it. And yeah, here it is, poorly packaged in bubble wrap, so the box is a bit banged up. Like I said, pisses me off a bit, but really nice looking box. And this is one of the biggest things that this figure has going for it. These new NECA figures, they've started re-releasing their old ones. Even the shitty 84 figure that they made, they're re-releasing that. They just improved the spines a bit, but other than that, it's the same thing in a new box. And this is the kind of style of box that they're going for, and I love it. It's very similar to the box which they released their video game version, Nintendo kind of pixelated Godzilla figure that they did in a similar box. And they've been doing this with all their new figures, and they have these flaps that open up, and there we see the figure. So you guys get to see it first. What do you think, guys? Look, he's got a beam, he's all colored, and we have this beautiful poster recreation on the inside as well. Now I actually have a shirt with this, a similar this poster image on it, but I didn't find it in time for this unboxing. So hopefully when I do my full review, I can find that shirt and wear it. But for now, I got this shirt on, which is a Godzilla vs. Destroyer poster, and this is like one of those bootleg shirts, these knockoff shirts that you can get off AliExpress. And I was going to do a little video on this one, but I forgot to film it when I unboxed it. So never mind about that, but just a super quick review on this. This particular one, the material is a little bit not that great. It's kind of like a weird synthetic material, but some of these can be pretty decent. Other than that, this one's pretty awesome. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. So let's get right into this thing. So yeah, you can see the top's a little dinged up here and there. There's some warpage around the place, but overall, beautifully done box. There we got some bloody the corners on this thing. On the back, we got some images of the figure here. Cool little poses with it, and that beam there. And obviously, like I showed you guys before, this window does open up, and we get this cool look in here. And all of these new figures have these sort of windows, which I love. So you don't even have to unbox these. Like, you can just kind of pose them like this, and that would be cool. Let's see this guy. Oh, he looks nice. I like that. We got the running people. So let's get right into this thing and open him up. Which side should I open? The top's already kind of dinged up. Normally I'd open stuff from the bottom of the box because it's more hidden, but since this box is already banged up, And whatever. Really not happy about the way they packaged this thing for the price, honestly. Do better. That was easy to get him out, though. Smells very new. Also, he was rattling around before, and I guess that's just because his tail's loose for some reason. It's odd. Looks like he might even be missing something, because this box seems a little... I don't know, tell me guys, if you have this thing, was yours packaged like this, with the tail just... Ah, the tail would have gone here, but I guess somehow it fell out. I don't know, that's so weird. Anyway, the tail wasn't in its proper position. It should have been here, and it should have had a little thing around it, which is kind of stuck at the back here. But yeah, we got the tail. Unfortunately, this they didn't update the tail to be all ball jointed all the way through, like they've done with their 1962 Godzilla. So the 54 still has the wire, bendy wire, in this bit of its tail, and its tail is a little bit too small, but, you know, still a cool figure. Still one of the better ones from NECA, actually, in terms of their Godzilla ones, though we are getting some better sculpts these days. Like the 64, they dropped images of the 64 Godzilla that they're releasing, and pretty cool. I like the look of it mostly. I think the face is a little bit derpy, but I'm just really glad we're getting more Showa Godzilla figures, especially in the scale and articulated ones, because we don't see enough Showa Godzillas in these sort of collectibles. Yeah, taking off the bendy wire, because we want to see this guy. Okay, there's this beam. It looks like it's the exact same sculpt as the previous beam that we got with the 62 Godzilla, except for it's done in this really nice, vibrant yellow with, oops. It's almost got some very light, orangey dry brushing around the tops here, around this edge, but it's done in this very nice, translucent yellow. Very cool, looks very fiery, and I love the sculpt on this thing. They actually pulled off this effect part really well, and I have no problems with them recycling this exact mold for it, just coloring it differently. This could actually probably work really nice with your Monster Arts figures, like your Godzilla 2000. This would fit in perfectly, this color beam. But yeah, to the figure. So, he's colored very differently. So he's obviously colored all black initially, and then they go over him at the back with this brighter green and some highlights, and then this yellow just to really further that. And his spines are black, but they add this sort of pink color around the edges to highlight them, which is, you know, faithful to this poster in a way. Although I don't know why the spines are pink, because on the poster the spines are also orange. Interesting, but the figure does look kind of nice. He looks a bit Christmassy. So I'll just give you guys a nice look at this guy. Can also put on his tail, hopefully, if it pops on easy. Come on. A hairdryer does help with this stage, but if you're careful, sometimes you're able to just get it on. Get it on. Bang it go. Get it on. Come on. Okay, you know what? Screw that. No tail for this guy in this review. We'll put that on later. But yeah, there you can see this figure. So they do the cool effects with these different highlights on this thing, and it's something that I've noticed NECA has been doing a lot in certain figures. They do they add like highlights and lighting based on specific lighting from specific images on some of their figures. I've seen them do this, you know, with their you know, the 1984 kind of one that they did, but they turned that one into the one I mentioned earlier, the pixelated version. They did that as well. They've been doing that on their sort of other pixelated ones, like the aliens, like the runner alien. They made that into like a pixelated version, and they had a similar paint effect where it's like the darkness under here and the bright blue sort of color on that one. And they did that on some of their Eddie figures. So the mascot for the band Iron Maiden, they do like some heavy sort of lighting effects to make it look really dramatic, and it looks cool. It's actually pretty effective. So I do like this one, because I do like this sculpt. And he's got his articulated mouth here. Still looks a little bit weird from the side when you open it, but I'm kind of used to that now. But yeah, I wish they could have edited that a bit. His eyes are done nicely. They're facing forward though. So let's see if that matches the poster. Yeah, close enough, I guess. Although I would have preferred his pupils to be more centered in the eye instead of both sort of facing forward. But it is cleanly done, and they are facing the same direction, which I think they were slightly off on my previous figure. I'll compare these in the full review, of course. Yeah, you'd have him with this, and he should have a little slot, if I'm correct. He does, in the back of his mouth, which fits this. Come on. Do you? Yeah, I see it there. Why didn't you go in? Okay, there it is. So his atomic breath just goes angled down kind of awkwardly. It would be more convincing if it was angled up just a few more degrees. But it's, you know, to do with the way his mouth opens a little weirdly as well. But yeah, that's what he looks like. It holds in pretty nicely, which is really cool. And yeah, as always, he's made of a nice thick, solid plastic, a little bit of a rubbery plastic, especially his spine's very rubbery. They're still too thin, I think, these spines. I wish they updated them, made them slightly bigger and a little bit thicker. These ones are sort of very thin, as you can see there, and kind of wobbly. But you know, that's all fine. But let's look at another thing that this figure has going for it. So it has the instructions. It says to put the tail in hot water to put that on, so that's all the instructions say. But if I am correct, we should have something really cool in here. Yeah, okay. Check this out. Come on. Ah, there it is. So, this fantastic little piece of work that NECA have put together is damaged because of the goddamn shipping. It's a bit crinkled, but, you know, that's not their fault. It's the seller's fault. But yeah, you can assemble this thing to be a stand. So it looks like we have some slits cut off here. They also recommend that you cut these, but I'm not going to because I want to keep this as intact as possible to, you know, the original packaging. And then this has these little slits, which I assume I can either put into here or here. So slide this back here, like so, and this one into here. And there we go. We have a stand. So hopefully you can see that. Got a nice stand, and now our figure can stand in here and terrorize the people, and we have this really cool little display. Now, some other reviewers have mentioned this before, and it's really odd. They don't have the actual words Godzilla up here, which is a little weird, because this would be so awesome if it actually had the, you know, Godzilla logo up here, just like it does on this thing. Now, what I recommend doing is, some people have said, like, maybe cut up the box. Don't cut up the box. This thing is a bloody work of art. Don't mess with this thing. But what you can do is you can either just Google an image of the you know, this logo and print it out, or scan this in and make your own printout. You can even print it out on glossy paper if you go to a local printery. Like a lot of print and office supply stores offer that service. You can do little glossy prints, which is probably what I'll do. And what I'm thinking is, could, you know, get a copy of this, print it out in that nice sort of photograph paper so it matches the gloss of this backing. Cut it out, obviously, so it, you know, looks really nice and fits. And then, you know, attach it on here with, I'm not really sure exactly how, because I don't really want to do anything like put tape on here, or glue tack might sort of make this a bit oily over time and damage it a bit. So I'll still figure out what I could do. Double-sided tape might also be a bit messy as well. But, you know, some way I'd attach it onto the back of here, and it would even look even cooler if it was just slightly raised off the back. I think that would look magnificent. But yeah, I'll just give you guys a cool little close-up look at this thing. Yeah, this one doesn't disappoint. This little 3D display here is actually really effective, and I would love to see NECA do more of this sort of stuff with their figures in future. because I could definitely see myself putting this up on the shelf with, you know, this display and everything, because it just looks great. Yeah. I think I see. So there's two slits on the back here. There's this one which this piece goes through, but it looks like you can kind of put it back through. There's a smaller one here, so these don't stick out. Okay, I kind of got that to work. So you can see there that that little piece is slipped back through that little hole, whereas this one here is just kind of floating out like that. So that's how you make that a little neater. But yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. So that's it for this little unboxing here. I'll spend some more time messing around with this thing and hopefully do a full review of this thing soon. I might not even need to. I think this figure is pretty self-explanatory, and it's just really awesome. But yeah, if I do that little Godzilla logo thing in the background, then I'll definitely do a little video, or at least post some photos of this thing up onto my Atomic Vinyl Reviews Facebook page and all that. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Awesome little figure. Wish they posted it better, but other than that, it actually is really cool, especially for a repaint. They actually made this thing really awesome. So yeah, may all your vinyl be radiated vinyl. Over and